Welcome back to another sketchbook video. So as you can see, I am at my other desk. I actually had to do a lot of moving books around and stuff just so I could film at this desk again. But it was kind of a good moment to film, which, yeah, I definitely needed. Once again, missed a few chances just because of time. Trying to balance out, trying to do a lot of other things at the same time is, well, it's a struggle. So, yeah, I'm trying to get back into, exercising and stuff again and working on things that need to be finished before Christmas and all the fun stuff, so it's been a little wild. You can probably kind of see in this that my index finger on my drawing hand has a big old bubble on it. And I have what I assume are chilblains because actually I was recently diagnosed with Raynaud's. A couple doctors had mentioned it to me before, and I don't know. A lot of other ones kind of contested it. My sister has it, but it looks different from mine. Hers definitely looks like the more normal Raynaud's, where your hands get cold and the blood vessels constrict, and so your hand kind of turns white in spots. Hers does that, and mine turns purple and looks dead as hell, so that's mine. But anyway, I do have like a little chilblain or something on that finger and on a few of my other ones and at the tips of pretty much all of them, but I don't think you can really see that in that video, or in this video. But if you see anything like that on my fingers, that's just what it is. They're fine. It does make them sore, it hurts, and my fingers are like double the size of the other ones. But it's not as bad as it can get, and there's my explanation for that. So don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. It's just uncomfortable. Anyway, for this one, I've been obviously reading a lot. I mentioned that in the last one. I rambled about it quite a bit, actually. And so I was just kind of thinking about a character that was kind of moving around in the shadows. They have their weapon, they've been injured, and maybe they're standing in some corner elsewhere in this place, in the dark, waiting for the person that shot them to come and find them for the final stand. That's what I was thinking anyway. So, yeah, he's got a knife with him, and he's holding on to his injury, which, hopefully I didn't put that arrow anywhere vital. I don't think so. But hey, the organs wiggle around, who knows? Who knows? Actually, yeah, the face was bothering me. I erased this a couple times, and you can even see on that left side, watcher's left, that, his shoulder's out a little too far. But it's okay. It's not perfect, but it's fine. I could live with it. I was honestly struggling with it and thought I was going to have to start over and maybe just go with a different concept, but I persevered. And then I just went, this is a 0.3 pencil, in case I don't turn this enough that you can see it and it doesn't come into focus. It's a 0.3, and I like this for just doing the smaller little details and things. I kind of find that as I'm just like wiggling it around, I get some interesting shapes when I'm doing lines, and I like that. So yep, and I wanted something a bit more precise because, like I said, I was kind of struggling and trying to get his face the way that I wanted it to be and get his body kind of the way I want it to be. And though it's not perfect and not quite what I wanted, I don't hate the end result. So yep, just needed to detail it out a bit. I'm inking with a pen again. I kind of considered doing this with a regular ink pen. It's much faster generally too, but yeah, I've just been enjoying drawing my lines with a ballpoint pen again. And this one's nice. I mean, it does like kind of gel up, but I usually just use the paper that I've done my thumbnail on to kind of roll it and get the gunk off. and sometimes I roll them on my thumbs, which I'm sure you've seen before, and I just end up with black little speckles all over, but it's not a big deal. Sometimes you end up with a spot you didn't anticipate, but it's a sketch page. It's not really a big deal. There's going to be some stuff in it that isn't great, and I don't know, I don't mind that much. Or maybe I should say I didn't mind at the time. We all have our days where we mind a little more than others, huh? So my idea was I wanted to give him a mask. In one of the books I read, these people got this black paint stuff smeared across their eyes, and I really like that, but it kind of reminded me of Nightcrawler from like a bunch of the old cartoons and stuff. I'm a huge fan of those, and I've watched a lot of them, and actually was a bit of a comic nerd back in the day, so I really, really liked those masks and then the white eyes. So I decided I was going to go something like that, but I wanted it to look more like some sort of tattoo, and maybe his eyes just glow. Maybe it's night vision. Who knows? I don't. We can all pretend that we do. And then of course I had to give him some weird little hair tassel things. Ever since we made our Vinya story, I've been drawing people with those. She was like a huge inspiration at the time for drawing things that were more fluid, and an homage to my appreciation of ladies with wide hips as well. I really like drawing women with wide hips. I don't mind women with thinner hips, but I think just for when I'm drawing really, really like wiggly forms, there's something very pleasing about it. So, and on the other side of that, I like drawing men with very, very thin hips. So it's a fun play to me. One I should challenge a little bit more. I agree on that. So I will try to do that. Because a lot of these characters I've been making lately look just a little too similar. And if you thought I didn't notice, I have noticed, and I'm not pleased about it, but I'm also just kind of working my way through these videos as I can. So, we'll see. I have been drawing more, thankfully, so hopefully I get back into some semblance of practice and we can play on that and get some new stuff going so this doesn't get boring for any of us. That's kind of including myself. I'm pretty exhausted, so the yammering's gonna be real, and if I don't follow my own thoughts very well, that's just why. I wanted these, like, bracers. If I were to redraw it, I probably would have put them up a little bit higher instead of just on the elbows, but I wanted something like that where they could throw their arms out to catch a blade and maybe push it up against the guard so that they could knock it out of somebody's hand. But I still think it should have gone higher. There's way too much of his arm that is bare to be chopped, which is not great. He is wearing gloves though, so maybe it's under there. Maybe we can pretend that, but again, still think it should have gone higher. And then the weird knife. I'd call it a dagger, but I just feel like it's a little too long for that, and I'm positive there's another name for it. So I wanted all this part to be black, this shirt bit, and then of course the mask thing, or the tattoos. Really, really like the play off of really heavy blacks and the white of the page. The tip of this pen is taking a beating, so it doesn't have a great tip on it anymore. Not that it was super fine to begin with, but I have to be a little bit more careful with it. I guess you can kind of see as I'm using it that it's a bit blunt, but it's alright. It serves its purpose well, and it's still going. I'm actually really impressed that it's still going. It's the same one that I used during Inktober for quite a few of the pictures, and a lot of them I did full black backgrounds on. I've been very lazy with my backgrounds. Trust me, I know. I know I need to do more with it. It's, yeah. It's on my mind. I am aware. But I've still been having fun anyway with what I've been doing. So, that's okay. I wanted to leave some of these just so you could see the folds in the clothing, as if the light was catching them a bit. It does make him look a little bit too shiny, maybe. I guess I could have maybe gone with some of the darker markers over the top of it, but I like the play that it had between the two values, so it's okay. Once again, I'm just using my gray Tombows. I pulled out, I think 3 of them, and I was just going between those. I figured they would work well enough. And I was away from my house, so some of my art supplies are back there. I really need to sort my books. It's driving me crazy. Then right here, I just wanted a big, like, what is it? Like some leather armor kind of stuff going on. Chest plate kind of thing. It's not great. I really should have planned it a bit better. I was struggling with the sketch, though. I was surprised it came out the way that it did in the end, because I really thought it was going to be a fail and I was going to have to start over. And it didn't even take me as long as I thought that it had. I thought, no way, this is probably taking me double the time, but no, it wasn't too bad. It really wasn't. I really like the addition of this darker tone, because it, I don't know, it just kind of helped it to me push a lot of the depth that I thought I was going to lose there for a little while. You know, sometimes it's in the back of your head. It's not like I was really sweating it. It's just like, oh, this is happening, and you're just kind of going along and hoping that it works itself out. That was the nice thing about Inktober, is it kind of reminded me of that. I know a lot of people consider it being something like having faith in the process or whatever, but to me it's like this odd, I don't know, it's almost like you just let part of your brain take the wheel and you're just hanging on hanging on to the tools, not worrying about it too much. And I feel like sometimes things come out better that way, even if they don't turn out better in a I don't know, in an academic sense. Maybe I think I feel better about them. Sometimes I make something and I just end up having a bit of a connection to it because I was in that state while I was drawing, and it made it feel nice, gave a nice memory to it. And if I can attach that, then I'm usually happy. Then I thought of using one of my yellow highlighters. I thought it would go really well with this in contrast with the red nicely. And I needed something to pull all of these things out from where they were blending in with everything else. So that yellow was a good contrast. I wanted to go low color for the most part, so I think it worked out. And I did want him to seem on edge, and red and yellow is good for that. And then I thought, hey, I could make this background look a little more interesting, so I went ahead and added some arrows. Almost like that's all he could think about. We're here. Maybe? Some of them ended up being a little messy, I will admit that, but it's fine. The overall idea is there. Kind of another thing where if you really liked it and you wanted to redo it or turn it into something digital later on, the whole idea is there. So here's the finished picture. I hope that you liked it. Let me know. By the way, have a good day or night, and bye.